He's very well known to me.
How do you do?
Thank you. He got into in '84 with that newspaper up to it, and of that I copy I sent him. He's now in Denmark's radio.
Are you working for radio, Denmark?
Yes, I am.
But you're not equipped with radio.
No, you see, in fact, I'm working for the local radio.
Radio setup, huh? Local radio.
I'm working for the local radio who concerns with local news.
Yes, right.
So, the first thing you're the local news to us, but I'd like to read to more local.
I think one of our problems being journalists is that we have very little background about
Other people.
you. Oh, well, you could say that too. At least about your role, your religious association. I was here 2 years ago, and I don't remember I had been reading anything about your minority or ever since, so at least my knowledge is very small. So I think you should maybe give you a...
Are you please ask me a definite question and I'll answer you right now.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly would you like to hear about us?
Well, one of the questions I was asking Mr. Massih before was the size of your part of the Muslim part of the world.
I'm not
Numbers,
sure
figures.
I'm not sure about the figures myself.
Mm-hmm.
I quote my predecessor, who once assessed it to be 10 million all over the world. And from then on, this figure has been quoted worldwide. Whether it's on less side or more side, nobody can really know. Because we are spread over 126 countries of the world, and in larger populations we are in West Africa and East Africa, countries where to make a real census is almost impossible. And also India and Pakistan, Indonesia, and island states like Mauritius and Fiji and South Pacific. So the spread out is so wide and in so many places, so disorganized, the society is so disorganized, communication is so backward, that it's really not possible to have a regular census.
And what about the figures for this country?
I don't know, I think 100 or some, or 200. Huh?
250.
Right?
About 300.
About 300. They know better anyway.
Yes. Yeah.
Moreover, I have experienced that the population goes on shifting, and it's very difficult to keep track. When you're small in every country, except in a few, then you accept Ahmadiyya there, make a community, and then disperse because of economic reasons or migrate to other places, and you get lost to the overwhelming society where you move. So this process is also witnessed in our case, and positively the effect is sometimes very worrisome, because in places like Hungary, where we had got established in 1936, now there is, I doubt if there is any single entity to be traced. But we kept hearing from them from South America, particularly from Argentina. And once a professor from Hungary came to England and met me, and he told me that he had read the records and papers. Ahmadiyyat was quite popular in those days. So those who became Ahmadis, they lived with it somewhere, but were not connected. Similarly, in USSR, we made contact in early 20s. Even first contact was made in 1914 or 15. But from then on, sporadically, people went and preached. So later on, I thought personally that all was lost there.
Yeah.
But I was surprised to read in a Russian encyclopedia that there are still communities, Ahmadi communities, but it's suggested that they had been advised not to keep contact with the center so that it may cause difficulties. Now, this is not true. We never advised anybody. But I think because of Russian system, they would not permit them. So I am now in search of them. They were around Tashkent and also I think Azerbaijan, because the first missionaries which went there went through Iran. So this is also happening. At one time you spread and that is counted in the number and then the number is not traceable.
So you think the new situation in Soviet Union will create a new...
It already has, of course, very much so. Already we have got converts to Islam and Ahmadiyyat from the Muslims in many states, and this time they are very bold and meaningful, and many among them are very powerful people in their own societies, members of parliament and representatives of the whole Muslim bodies in some areas. So this new growth of Ahmadiyyat in USSR is very promising. This I can say positively, because it's happening in my time and I know it.